Good morning, everyone. A good tevach, Shavua Tov. We are continuing here in the words of the PELE YOETZ in Avas Ish v'Ishtoi, the love of a husband and a wife for each other, and we're still speaking about the great milas, the greatness of a woman, a wife, and her role and her duties in marriage. And he says like this: Chachma is nashim bansa beisa. The pasuk, a verse in Mishlei, says the wisdom of the wife, of the women, is what builds the house. A woman has what's called bina yisera. She has a deeper understanding. She is spiritually more inclined than a man. She is someone that is naturally imbued with emunah, yiras Hashem, with an awe of the Rabbi Shalom. She lives in a much more ruchniistic world, and therefore it's her chachma, it's her wisdom, it's her understanding, it's her connection to the world of Ruchni that is Bansa Besa, that builds the house. Ve'isha yiras Hashem hitis'alel, like we know from the famous words of Eshes Chayil, it is the woman who fears Hashem, who has the awe of Hashem. She is the one that is praiseworthy. We're not looking when we get married for the most beautiful woman in the world. We're not looking when we get married for the richest woman in the world. We're not looking when we get married for the woman who is going to cook the greatest food in the world. We are looking for an Isha Yiras Hashem, a woman who fears HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but fears not that she walks around in trepidation all day long, but rather she has an awe and a reverence for Hashem, and she wants to live her life accordingly, and she wants to build a house accordingly, and she wants to support her husband in such a way that he too will come to the realm of Yiras Hashem more than he has right now. Besides the fact that a woman needs to be a tzanua, modest in her ways, like it says in Tehillim, all of the glory of a bas melech, of a princess, is penim, is on the inside, which is learned out from there that a woman's role in this world is to keep herself tzanua, not to be in the eyes of everybody else, that they should see her, that she should dress so beautifully and so flashy and so eye-catching that when she walks into a chasana, when she walks into the shul, when she walks into a market and there's other men that are shopping there, suddenly everybody's head turns. That's not the way of the women that are Yiras Hashem, that have this reverence of the Rabbi Shalom in their lives. They want to do things in a way that will bring Kedusha to themselves and to their families and to their marriage. And therefore, says the PELE YOETZ, she wants to make sure she doesn't cause other men to sin with their eyes and their hearts, looking after her. Of course, she has to look beautiful for her husband. When he comes home after a long day, he loves when she comes to the door and she's wearing her sheitel and she doesn't look like a shmata. She's wearing some nice clothing. It doesn't have to be royal garments for a banquet or for a wedding, but she looks put together and she has a little bit of makeup on her face as well. It makes the husband feel good. It helps him to have great attraction and love for his wife. So certainly she has to be miskashetes. She has to look her best for her husband. Uzihira b'nikiyah. She has to always be clean, utahara, and pure. Ubeseda itzah leman lo yechte baila v'yozneisin ena ba'acheres. She should always look her best. She should always find favor in the eyes of her husband, because chalil, if she doesn't, she walks around like a shmata. She doesn't look good. She doesn't take care of herself. She doesn't make herself smell good, and all the different things that is meaningful to the husband. So Chalila, a husband is unfortunately not always in the realm of Yiras Hashem the way that a woman is, and he might end up looking and laying his eyes on somebody else, God forbid. And therefore the wife, it's one of the reasons that a woman walks around her husband seven times under the chuppah when they are getting married, because she is building a wall around her husband. As we see in the city of Yericho, when it was falling, Yehoshua and all of his men, they walked around the wall 7 times and they brought the walls crumbling down. However, when it comes to a marriage A woman walks around her husband 7 times out of the chuppah. She is building the walls that will protect him. She is part and parcel of that protection. The more favor that she finds in the eyes of her husband constantly, the more she takes care of herself to look in the beautiful way that he enjoys when he comes home, when he sees her, when they go out, when they have a vacation together. All of that is so valuable. It's the protection for the husband that keeps his eyes only on her, keeps his mind only on her, keeps his desires only on her. Everything is only on his wife because she has found so much favor in his eyes. Like we are saying, like the PELE YOETZ over here, when she does all of these things, she's so particular to make sure that she's going to find favor in the eyes of her husband. Says the PELE YOETZ, she in fact will find great favor and chen in the eyes of her husband, and they will live happily ever after. She will do her best to be moitze chen me'einav, to find the pleasure and the favor in his eyes, and the husband who is working hard on his own as well, he will do everything within his ability, the way he talks to her, the way that he respects her, the way that he supports her, the way that he encourages her, the way that he loves her. He will do everything to find favor in the eyes of his wife as well, and they will live a life of true avas ish ve'ishto, the love of a husband and a wife, which will breed tremendous shalom bayis, tremendous peace and harmony in the home. Have a wonderful day.